One of the really big mistakes for James Gunn's Superman was what he did with Jor-El. And I saw it as a serious problem. Easily solved, but didn't do it within the movie. Even though it was like, oh, don't worry, like they'll fix it in the sequel or in Supergirl. At the outset, that's not good enough. But apparently, that's what they're going to do in Supergirl, which, of course, you have to. Because if that's what Krypton is like and it's made up of people like that, then what kind of person is Supergirl? Because you understand she was a teenage girl when Krypton was destroyed. So she's very much a part of that society. Superman never lived it. He was an infant and grew up in Smallville on Earth. So, and knew nothing of this as demonstrated by the movie. Whereas, yeah, Supergirl would have known that this mindset was there. So, now what do you do? See, all the problems it creates is completely unnecessary. Could have done it that it was just Luthor screwing around, which would be the best outcome of that. It's really the only way. But you needed to do it within the movie. So, yeah, Luthor lied. No biggie there. He's Luthor. Of course he lied. But they didn't do it. So the Supergirl movie will clarify Superman 2025's most controversial retcon, confirms Star. All right. So, no, not Millie, some other guy. 2026's Supergirl is confirmed to provide clarification. About Superman's most controversial retcon regarding the titular Kryptonian's origin story. DC Studios co-CEO and Superman co-CEO. I thought they were talking about the director of Supergirl. James Gunn made a controversial change to the Superman's origin by revealing the truth behind Jor-El and Lara's message. It turned out that Clark's Kryptonian parents sent him to Earth to enslave humanity and repopulate the planet with Kryptonian children. While some fans claimed that the message was clear, Superman made it clear that the message was clear. Superman made it clear that the message was genuine and authentic numerous times. Claimed that the message was clear. I think they meant to say wasn't clear. I don't know. But no, it was clear that the message was authentic numerous times, with Gunn putting the final nail in the coffin by pointing out that it was real. The massive twist about Jor-El's message positioned the House of El in a precarious situation because it strongly indicated that Krypton is a society of potential conquerors. Despite that, Supergirl is the best project to provide clarification on that unexpected shift. How are you going to do that? If that's Jor-El, that's what he believes. That's who he is. He's born out of Krypton. So is Supergirl. What are you going to do? So speaking with Nerdtropolis, Supergirl star David Krumholtz, who plays Zor-El, Supergirl's father, teased what lies ahead for the movie while also confirming that the Millie Alcock-led movie will be sort of further clarifying what the House of El is all about. It's very true to the graphic novel that it's based on. Yeah, it doesn't have anything about this. This is Gunn threw this in there. But based on Woman of Tomorrow, which is great. I'm thrilled to be sort of the next piece of telling the story of Krypton and sort of further clarifying what the House of El is all about. Krumholtz's comments confirm that Supergirl will shed some light on the dark Superman twist involving Jor-El's message. Well, no, it doesn't. He just says you're going to get clarification about the House of El. It doesn't appear that he's actually addressing Jor-El's message. They have to. They really need to do it. But odds are they might just ignore it. which that's stupid. So maybe they will, and it'll just be like Zor-El says, Jor-El, he had some crazy ideas. That's one of the reasons why no one believed him about the planet blowing up. You know, well, a broken clock can be right twice a day. So I guess that's old Jor-El. I guess that's what is that what they're gonna do? Well, so which is a good thing because the controversial retcon sparked backlash when it was shown in the 2025 movie. Yeah, nobody likes it. It's bad. It's stupid, and it's never been the Elseworld stories where the Kryptonians conquered Earth and all that. That doesn't count. Um, although Superman's ending may have hinted that Lex Luthor tampered with the message. No, it didn't. You would assume that's what it was, but it's not in the film. This was a minor detail not noticed by many fans, meaning it might not be enough to prove that Jor-El's message was fake. No, it doesn't, especially when Gunn comes out. No, it wasn't fake. That was the real message. Yeah, So Greg Gillespie will be the director, and it's written by Anna Noguera. Supergirl is a space adventure similar to Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, that's another thing about Joe. Oh, it's gonna be all he can do is Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, it's gonna take place in space. That's the similarity. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do much about it. It needs to, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. At this stage, Supergirl has the opportunity to retcon the controversial Superman twist. Yeah, boy, we really hope so. Huh? But I don't know. However, James Gunn's past comments suggest that the message is 100% real. So, yeah, what do you do? He's going to change his mind. And Warner Brothers is going, look, stupid, you can't do that. I don't know. While Supergirl will likely not reverse the controversial retcon, yeah, it probably won't. It can further clarify the twist through Kara Zor-El's perspective. Yeah, that's the problem. It's Kara Zor-El running. Yeah, what are you doing, Kal-El? We're supposed to conquer this stupid place. These people are primitives. Is that her attitude? And everyone's going to run around. Lex Luthor was right. You really painted yourself in a corner here. So it's possible that not everyone in the House of L agrees with Jor-El's angle. Yeah, I suppose that's what they're going to do. So you're just going to have to trash Jor-El completely and just say, oh, he had some crazy ideas. And there you go. It seems that his character Zor-El is an opposing force against Zor-El. But this could prove to be his downfall. This could hint at Kara's potential animosity toward Jor-El. It's also possible that she doesn't blame Kal-El for his father's ruthless goals, knowing that he was still a baby before the fall of Krypton. It is a different story altogether if Kara knew about Jor-El's message but decided to keep it from her cousin. She would have to know. She would have to know about this attitude unless it's just crazy Jor-El. Yeah. That's the only other out. The best out is Luthor lied. The only other out, and since Gunn seems to be dead set against that, and he didn't put it in the movie, which is where it belonged, then it's just Jor-El's crazy. And that's why no one believed him when the planet was going to blow up. Even his own brother didn't believe him until it was almost too late, and managed to save, Argo City for a while, but then that didn't work. So he saves his daughter the same way that his brother saved his son. So I guess that's what they're going to do. But at the same time, Kara knew. I mean, unless they're going to do the stuff that she was an infant too at the time, because then you get more and more far afield. I know you can't do a panel by panel adaptation of Superman, and good Lord, which one? There's been decades of it. But these core elements of the characters, there is no justification for screwing around with that. It's just someone who doesn't really respect the property that does that, you know? So hope that Supergirl will save the day. Unlikely. Unlikely. But it creates all these plot problems. You're just going to ignore it? You know? You ruined Supergirl's chances. And a lot's riding on it now because, well, you stumbled on out the gate with Superman and then Peacemaker season number 2. Oof. And now poor Supergirl's got to deal with. No wonder she's drinking, you know. Anyway, yeah, we'll see. But he should have just said it. Luthor lied. He just lied. He framed Superman. It's the kind of thing a villain would do anyway. I just don't get these people, you know?